Here we have verse 33 of the 11th chapter, the Gospel of John. Mary has been summoned from the house where she was with these Jewish people who have joined her in lamenting the loss of her brother, Lazarus. Mary has left the house and come and met Jesus, and of course she's given a response to seeing Jesus somewhat like her sister did, that if Jesus had gotten here a little quicker, that this catastrophe might have been avoided. And she is obviously weeping, and she has fallen at his feet. She's overcome with the sorrow of the moment. Mary is also surrounded by others who have joined her in this moment of grief and lamenting. And we have such an interesting statement here. It's one of the more enigmatic comments that's made by John along the way. It's been subject of multiple interpretive efforts, but here we have it in verse 33. Jesus, Jesus, un, postpositive, therefore Jesus, hos, which can mean about or when, probably when is the better view here. So Jesus, therefore, when edon, from edo or blepo, this is a second aorist verb. This is the third person singular, aorist active indicative, to see. So when Jesus therefore saw, autein, the feminine accusative singular pronoun referring to Mary, when Jesus saw her, or as he saw her, then klaiuson. Klaiuson is from klaio, which means to weep. And again, we saw this earlier. It's a word that means to weep out loud. It's a word that actually implies a certain degree of drama. Not that this was insincere, of course, on the part of Mary, but it's evident weeping. So as Jesus saw her weeping, this is a participle. This is the present active participle. Feminine, singular, accusative, referring back to autein, the accusative there. So he saw her weeping is the idea, and tous, the accusative, plural, masculine article, referring to those who had come with her, sun elthontos. This, of course, is from sunergamai, to come together. And so these are the ones who had come together with her. This is an aorist active participle. It's in the middle form. And it's, again, a participle. Aorist in its tense, and so it is indicating that he saw her weeping, and also those who had been weeping. And then it takes the dative here, so weeping with her, together with her. Sun takes the dative typically, so that's the reason we have the dative here. So they're with her, they're weeping with her. They are the Udaius, the Jews. They are also, of course, kleinontos, same word that we have up here, and it's the same idea. They're weeping aloud. The entire thing is rather a conspicuous display of lamentation and so on, and it gives rise to this very interesting statement concerning Jesus himself, in a brimesato. In a brimesato. This is from imbrimaomai. It's a contract verb. It's a very interesting word. The in here, of course, at the beginning, usually suggests something of being with or together with, that idea. But the rest of the word has to do with a kind of anger or indignation or even blame. It's a strong word. It's sometimes translated groaning, but the groaning here does have a particular kind of bite to it, that Jesus is displaying a sort of anger at this moment. And of course, that's given rise to a fair amount of speculation among commentators as to what exactly is Jesus angry about. He knows he's going to raise Lazarus from the dead soon enough, of course, and bring great joy to what's otherwise such an unhappy circumstance. I think the best view of it is simply that Jesus is lamenting and really angry with the whole amazing effect of sin on the human condition. How much grief, how much weeping, how much loss, how much pain is inflicted in the human circumstance by virtue of the sinful effects that are evident among us, and it seems that probably that's something of what's happening here. So he was groaning in himself, indignation, anger, blame. It's taking place at the level to pneumati of the spirit, in his inmost psyche. This is the experience he's having. And then kai, the connective, and etaragzen. This word is from tarasso. It means to agitate something, to stir it. In this case, it's the third person singular, aorist active indicative, interestingly, and stirred, you might say agitated heauton himself, the reflexive pronoun there. So it's a very interesting statement that Jesus here is, of course, swept up in the grief of the moment, notwithstanding the miracle that's about to take place, probably reflecting not only the immediate pain of the situation in which he found himself, but the entire circumstance of the human condition that were also very much a consequence of the invading and great destructive effects of sin upon the human condition.